Hey, this is Jason with InflatableBoarder.com, and today we're going to be reviewing the 2019 Aztron MERCURY. This is a really fun board that's got some great features and is priced really affordably. The board measures 1010 by 32 by 6. It weighs in at about 24 pounds and is capable of supporting up to 308 pounds. The top deck of the board is covered by a diamond groove pattern EVA foam traction pad. There's a nice carrying handle mid-board. Towards the nose of the board are 4 stainless steel D-rings, as well as an elastic bungee cord storage area for stashing your dry bag and other paddling gear. At the tail of the board is a large single stainless steel D-ring for attaching the included SUP leash. The board comes with double chamber technology, so unlike most boards that have the inflation valve at the tail of the board or at the nose of the board, this board actually has the inflation valve kind of mid-board, a little bit more towards the center of the board. And as you'll notice, there are 2 valves. What you do when inflating these boards is you inflate the inner valve first, and then you inflate the outer valve. Now let's take a quick look at the underside of the board. The underside of the board, you can really see where this double chamber comes into play. It's very visible from the bottom of the board, not so much from the top of the board. And on the bottom of the board is a single large center fin. Tracking on this board could be improved with the addition of 2 side fins, which we'd love to see in the future. For right now, this board just has a large center fin that is removable. The large center fin is very quick and easy to install. All you do is simply slide it into place, into the channel, and lock the included clip into place. And once that's done, it's very secure. Now let's quickly talk about what comes with the board. First of all, you've got this nice dual action SUP pump. This is a nice pump. It has a unique handle design. This handle breaks down into a much smaller footprint than most other inflatable SUP pumps. What you'll see is you've got 2 handle extenders that simply screw right into place. And obviously this gives you the ability to remove them and break this pump down into an even smaller dimension. Built into the top of the handle is a convenient pressure gauge that tells you exactly how much air is in your board during the inflation process. This board has a recommended air pressure, by the way, of 15 PSI. There's also a red plug on the back that activates single or dual action mode. When you begin pumping the board up, you'll want to insert and screw in the red plug. That will allow you to add air on the upstrokes and on the downstrokes. Once the pumping becomes more difficult, simply unscrew and remove the plug, and that will activate single action mode. Now you will only add air to your board on the downstroke. Included with the pump, of course, is this flexible inflation hose. It simply screws right into the back of the handle. You can also screw it into the opposite side of the handle and use the pump to remove air from your board. The board also comes with a really high quality SUP leash. This is a nicer SUP leash than you typically see with inflatable paddleboard packages. The Velcro is nicer in our opinion. Also the neoprene padding on the inside, it's not just standard black. It has a really nice graphic that kind of blends well with the board, and as you can see, it's color coded with the board as well. On the end of the Velcro closure is a convenient nylon webbed pull. There are stainless steel swivels at both ends of the leash to prevent tangles, and the other end of the leash has a very secure Velcro closure. The one thing that we don't like about the leash, however, is the fact that the company did something that we haven't seen before. They actually sewed the leash string permanently onto the end of the leash, and that kind of eliminates the benefit of having the leash string in the first place. The whole purpose of the leash string is to give you a quick and easy way of attaching and detaching the leash from this string, but if it's permanently attached, you can't do that, obviously. So instead of using the leash string with this leash, what we prefer to do is simply attach the leash directly to the D-ring using the Velcro and just bypass the use of this string altogether. We did mention this concern to the company, and they indicated that in the future they were going to change the design of this and actually make this separate from the leash itself. So you will be able to do that in the future. Now let's talk about the included paddle. This paddle has a black finished aluminum shaft to it and a durable, rigid nylon blade. To assemble the paddle, all you do is simply slide the bottom 2 pieces together, depress the locking pin, and slide it into place until it locks. Then you simply take the top, open up the locking clasp, slide the top into place to your desired length and close the locking clasp, and that's all there is to it. Once that's done, it's very secure, it's a nice design, and it seems like it'll be a really reliable paddle going forward. Some of the other travel paddles we've reviewed in the past have a flaw in the design where it connects the bottom two portions of the shaft. And paddles with this design have actually come apart on us in several occasions while we're out on the water. This locks very securely into place with the locking clip, so we like that design. As I mentioned, this paddle is great for getting started. It's got a nice reliable design and it works great, but if you get to the point where you want something a little bit nicer, the company does offer some additional paddles. This is their Carbon 70 power paddle. This is a lighter weight carbon fiber paddle. This paddle assembles much in the same way as the included paddle. You simply depress the locking pin and slide it into place until it locks, but it also has the additional locking lever. The top also has a locking clasp. You open it to slide the paddle together. Once it's at your desired length, you simply close the locking clasp and you're good to go. As I mentioned, the carbon fiber shaft paddle is not included with the board, but it's an optional upgrade if you desire something a little nicer than the included aluminum shaft paddle in the future. The board also comes with a repair kit with a couple PVC patches, a valve wrench, a tube of adhesive, and a user manual. And last but not least, we'll show you the included SUP backpack. This is a basic but nice SUP backpack. It has, like I said, a really basic design. It lacks grab handles on the sides, which we'd love to see one added in the future. There is a carrying handle that has some minor padding at the top and a rubber Aztron branded patch. On the back of the bag are two backpack straps. These are fully adjustable. They're lightly padded, but there's really not much padding there to speak of. There is also a sternum strap to adjust the pack once it's packed out and on your shoulders. There are no external compression straps with this pack, but there is a double zipper with a nice wide opening. Gives you great access to the interior contents of the bag. Perfect and very convenient for when you're packing and unpacking the bag. On the inside, last but not least, is a single compression strap. So you really only have one compression strap to help cinch things up, but they do give you this separate compression strap to compress your board once it's deflated and rolled up. Overall, we really like this board. Aztron is a brand new company on the SUP scene for 2019. They've wasted no time in putting out a really nice range of super affordable inflatable SUPs. They also have hard boards and a range of accessories. We're very impressed with the price point on these boards. It's insane how affordably priced they are, and we think this will probably be the brand to go to in 2019 if you're looking for a really low cost but quality board. We love the fact that this board features double chamber technology. On the water, this board feels very, very rigid. The addition of the interior chamber really adds a whole nother level of stiffness to the board, and you can definitely feel it when you're on the water. In addition to the rigidity, as we mentioned, the double chamber technology also adds safety because if you're out on the water and you run into something that punctures your board, or if you just develop some type of a leak or a blowout, a seam blowout or something like that while you're out paddling, normally, you know, the board's gonna sink. But with the incorporation of the double chamber technology, it gives you this second chamber and will give you a way to stay afloat other than your PFD, of course, to get you back to shore. So we really like this design. The added safety is really nice, and the performance boost is nice as well. It's definitely a noticeable increase in terms of overall rigidity. As far as who this board is perfect for, it's a great beginner's board. Tracking could be improved. If you're somebody who's looking for primarily performance, this is not the board that you would want to go with. It's just a fun all-around board that does, you know, a lot pretty well. It's a great family board. It's a fun board to paddle around a child or a dog on. But if you're looking for pure performance, you'd want to go with, you know, more of a touring model or a racing model. As far as additional features go, this board is pretty plain Jane. It does have the double chamber technology. It does have a carrying handle and and a bungee cord storage area at the nose, but other than that, it's pretty plain Jane. As you can see, there's no second bungee cord storage area at the tail of the board. There's no grab handles at the nose or the tail. Those are some additional enhancements that we think would be nice to add in the future. For instance, there's plenty of room at the tail of the board to add a grab handle, which would really come in handy when you're pulling the board in and out of the water. So perhaps that's something that the company will consider adding next season, next year. But at this price point, it's perfectly understandable why the company has not added a bunch of additional features. This is just a nice all-around fun board, very basic, but priced incredibly cheap in our opinion. Last but not least, the design and look of this board is fantastic in our opinion. Obviously, looks are up to one's own personal preference, but we really think that this board looks very, very nice. The graphics and all of the branding is very tastefully done, and the board just looks nice. This doesn't look like a cheap board, although it is priced very, very affordably. Last but not least, Aztron covers the Mercury and all of their other inflatable SUPs with a 1-year warranty, which covers you in the event of a manufacturing defect. We'd love to see that increased to 2 years in the future, but again, at this price point, it is perfectly understandable to see a 1-year warranty. So that does it for our review of the 2019 Aztron MERCURY Inflatable SUP. If you enjoyed this review, please give us a like by clicking the thumbs up button below. Also, if you've got any questions at all about this board, just post them in the comments area below. We'll be sure to get all of your questions answered. If you want to check the current price of this board or to read other customer reviews or even to get additional information, just visit www.InflatableBoarder.com/Mercury. Again, that link is www.InflatableBoarder.com/Mercury, or you can simply click the link in the video description below. Last but not least, if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, we invite you to go ahead and do that now. And until next time, happy paddling.